This video is for anyone considering a family law career as an attorney, paralegal, or legal assistant. Hi, my name's Miles Mason. I want to talk to you about the kind of people who practice family law. As you begin your working life, you're always building your legacy. But what do you leave behind? What do you do when you're tired on a Thursday morning? What keeps you going? Service of others is the highest calling. Family law attorneys are in a unique position to make a difference, to have a positive impact on a great number of people at a very difficult time in their lives. I've been a family law attorney for over 25 years. I know from experience how uniquely rewarding this practice can be. Making a difference in people's lives, having a positive impact, means appreciating how intrinsic and personal divorce and child custody determinations are to our clients. Family law proceedings have the potential to profoundly affect relationships at the most fundamental level. Whether you represent clients as an attorney, paralegal, or legal assistant, what you do can have long-lasting consequences on others. Let's explore a little bit what it means to have a family law career. Whatever your role, there are commonalities. Dedicating your practice to family law will open up many opportunities to making a difference in people's lives. What you learned about domestic relations in school only brushes the surface. This is a lifetime effort. The better you are at your craft, the better you'll be at protecting clients and their children from abusive acts by spouses, former spouses, and opposing attorneys. You need to work on mastering specific skills. Start by learning to reduce family conflict. Divorce and child custodies can be both emotionally intense for both parties and the children. Some level of conflict is to be expected, but diffusing emotions in high conflict cases requires great skill. Along with settlement conferences, a coordinated effort may involve mediators and child custody evaluators. Reducing conflict brings rationality back into the equation. Appealing to reason directly benefits parents and children. Attorneys are in a lead position to help reduce conflict. They can also make things worse, intentionally or unintentionally. Many proven tactics are employed to reduce conflict. The family law attorney must be prepared to use every single one of them, but selectively. The right tactic at the right time could dissolve a parent's or spouse's intransigence on just about any issue. Cases involving domestic violence, abuse, or bullying require special care. Some clients and children will need protection. Domestic violence is a very real and continuing concern. Always be prepared to advise the client on seeking safety and not underestimating the threat of domestic violence. Every act of physical violence is serious, but that's not the only abuse a family law attorney is trained to spot. The most dangerous time is when a couple splits up. Sometimes the abuser believes he or she has nothing else left to lose. Sometimes that means your client and children may need to hide in a shelter or somewhere the abuser cannot find them. Be quick to recommend your client seek an order of protection. You may even save a life. Family law professionals must learn everything they can about domestic violence and the best ways to get their clients into counseling. Learn to communicate effectively. Attorneys don't make choices for their clients, but they can provide really good advice. Great advice means nothing if it's not understood by a client. Listen carefully to what the client is trying to say. Where one client is blunt and to the point, another may shield the truth or speak in euphemisms. Improve your verbal communication skills and people skills. At times, You'll feel like you've talked to everyone: clients, witnesses, experts, court personnel, opposing counsel, mental health professionals, mediators, and the judge. Your communication skills always have room for improvement. Improve your counseling skills. Clients need guidance. Focus clients on the legal matters they need to work on. Help them set goals. Help them make decisions they can live with. Polish your correspondence and writing skills. Make your communications clear and concise. You're going to have to learn about mental illness too. You're going to have to consider getting a working knowledge of the DSM-5. The DSM-5 is the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, and some of the more commonly used terms contained therein. For example, look up Munchausen or Munchausen by proxy, for example, narcissistic personality disorder. These and other disorders have the potential to profoundly impact the family law case. Could be your client, could be the other party, could be a child, or an attempt to gain advantage. With mental health disorders, you need to appreciate the scope of what you're really dealing with. But still, rely on mental health professionals. Ask questions. Never assume a diagnosis. Never assume you are, in fact, a mental health professional. We're not. Nevertheless, having a working knowledge of the terms, even layperson-related terms, will help you better communicate with clients' mental health professionals. Show you care. There's an old saying among family lawyers: they will not care about how much you know until they know how much you care. People facing divorce and custody decisions are hurting on many levels. Make the most of the initial consultation to establish a comfortable dialogue so that the client feels secure and starts opening up with details. You can't manage a problem if you don't know it exists. Be encouraging but realistic. Your job is to guide the client through every proceeding and every part of the process. Encourage the client to seek counseling. That idea is often met with resistance at first. Explain to the client that counseling may not be for mental disorders, but just general health and well-being. It can make a huge difference in how the case proceeds, up to and including the point where the case is going to be settled. It can also help the client start to move on with life that will be after the divorce. Always encourage clients to set goals. It's tough but necessary. Previous goals are shattered by divorce. This means the client needs to set new ones. Long-term goals tell the client and attorney what the smaller, shorter steps need to be. For example, say in the long term, a client wants a career in medical technology. Requesting rehabilitative alimony is a short-term goal because funding college tuition is the next step to achieving the long-term goal. Counseling can help clients with goal setting too. Very important point in family law: don't lose your objectivity. Most of us choose to practice family law because we're generally concerned and empathetic. We want the best possible outcome for our clients and their children. However, caring should never interfere with your professional objectivity. To care is to say what must be said, not what a divorcing client wants to hear. Find the balance between kindness to someone in distress and providing legal advice. Through experience, your judgment will improve. A friend of mine says, experience is what you get when you don't get what you want. Good judgment will better equip you for more challenging clients, the ones who are more set in their ways and resistant to change, often to their own detriment. Learn resilience. You won't win every case. There will be losses. Learn from them. In my opinion, you have to love the grind. As Gary Vaynerchuk says, you have to love losing. Anyone can win in court when the facts and law are in your favor. Can you win an argument, even a small one, when you're not supposed to win, but fairness matters? Losing means you get to be more humble. Losing means you get to gain more perspective. Knowing that losing a custody case can be devastatingly painful for a lawyer and the legal team, always prepare emotionally for the outcome to be less than favorable. Learn how to become resilient in life. Get thick skin. Learn how to become resilient in life so you can share these experiences with those needing it most. There are great times. There are moments in time when you know you've done something special. You faced your client's most important obstacles and you made a difference. Gratitude from our clients is wonderful, heartwarming, and life-affirming. As any experienced family lawyer will tell you, gratitude will not always come when you think it should. Gratitude will not sustain you over your career. Keep in mind, gratitude from clients doesn't make us better at our craft. Learn the craft of practicing family law. Never sit back on your laurels. Time is too short and there's too much to learn and do. For one, family law is constantly changing. Second, the practice of family law requires broad knowledge of many areas of law, money, and psychology, from estate planning, probate, and taxes to employment law and Social Security. Study pension law. You're going to have to learn about qualified domestic relations orders. You need to know everything you can about pensions, valuation of professional practices, deferred compensation plans, and a number of valuable assets that will be divided in divorce. All family lawyers need to know what technical requirements goes into a divorce settlement for creating a separate interest in pensions. Learn about complex compensation incentives and stock options. There are many books that are awesome available from the ABA Family Law section. Locating assets may require the services of a private investigator, and/or valuing assets may require a forensic accountant. You may want to look into a lifestyle analysis or some other type of technique to find hidden assets. Never stop reading, learning, and exploring the dark corners of your knowledge. Dark corners are scary, but we all have them. Even after 20 plus years of practice, you're going to have dark corners and things you don't know as well as you think you might need to know. Know the rules of evidence inside and out. Always work to improve your negotiating skills. Find a way to get certain parenting plans, alimony, asset, and debt division settled through negotiation. Always work to improve your courtroom oral advocacy. Be prepared for expert witnesses such as child custody evaluators, mental health professionals, and forensic accountants. Keep improving your understanding of financial matters and accounting. Learn to interpret financial information and documentation and articulate these issues in court. Learn various deposition tactics. Become competent at drafting complex custody provisions. In court, we are facing our own fears, insecurities, and inner demons. Are we as talented as we wanted to be when we first started? Are we really as smart as we may think? Have we lived up to our potential? When we make a mistake, lose an objection, ask one question too many, our mistakes are on display right there in public for the judge, our opposing counsel, and our client to see. We must be at our best every time. There is no option. We don't call in sick. We don't get timeouts. We must face our own personal shortcomings in real time. After 25 years of practicing family law, the night before a trial, I still have trouble sleeping. At the courthouse, right before a trial begins, I still feel like throwing up. All of the best and most experienced family law attorneys have told me they feel the same regardless of how many years' experience he or she has in the business. Yes, I have a tremendously competitive personality. I hate to lose. I mean, I really hate to lose. When I do lose, really lose, it stays with me for days, maybe even weeks. I process what I need to do to get better at my craft. That is what it means at its core to be a family law attorney. Facing your fears, accepting your weaknesses, and grinding out another day. If you're in law school, take a course in family law, participate in moot court, work on your public speaking skills. Study mediation and alternative dispute resolution techniques. ADR is an essential component of family law. Read books published by the ABA Family Law section. Before committing to a career in family law, consider volunteering. Locate a legal services not-for-profit, providing divorce custody and support services. Find out if your personality and professional objectives are a match for family law. Do you genuinely connect with it? Younger attorneys should work at developing professional relationships with lawyers you respect and trust. Attend national conferences like the ABA Family Law Section's spring and fall conferences. Support and join your local and state bar associations' efforts in community outreach. Actively participate in the bar activities you feel are most important. Be a leader, teach, write, and speak on family law topics. Always remember why clients come to you for assistance. It's the family and family law that makes the practice meaningful. Along with issues involved in a divorce, be ready for anything in family law. Here's some examples. Some parents won't comply with the parenting plan. Some step parents might seek visitation. Grandparents may want meaningful time with their grandchildren. Some clients want to establish paternity and obtain custody. Other parents need to modify custody and child support orders. One couple may want to adopt a child. Or a client may seek separate maintenance annulment or ask you to review a prenup. As you can see, many family law matters require family law attorneys to wear many hats. Their practice is never dull. No day is ordinary because every case is unique. Attorneys have to know their stuff. Also, what do family law attorneys do? We routinely appear at hearings, we consult with experts, prepare for trials, attend trials. Despite every effort to settle all aspects of a divorce case or other family law matter, litigation and trial will always be necessary to resolve some outstanding issues. Trials can be very stressful for the parties, especially custody trials, and that means stress for us. In settlement negotiations, we expect parties to give their best efforts to try and settle, and that's usually what happens. Even so, some things make it hard for everyone to move forward, attorneys included. The greatest challenge for the family law attorney is when one spouse or the other lawyer is intransigent, refusing to compromise on even smaller issues, or attempts to manipulate the system to gain unfair advantage, or is more concerned with hurting the other party than resolving issues. When we negotiate family law matters, the stakes can be at their highest. Real parenting takes place on school nights and school mornings. More time with our client may give the child a better chance at succeeding academically and in life. More child support may make the difference in a special needs child having better support for those needs. When negotiating over property division and alimony, we often face a zero-sum equation. The more money our client receives, the less need the children may face. Often, there isn't enough money to go around. If we just had more time, there is never enough time in family law. Our profession and our experience in it, both losing and winning, makes us more prepared to help our next client. No one is the perfect lawyer. We get better because we choose to. Dedicating your life's energy to pursuing a career in family law can be amazingly rewarding. If you end up making a comfortable living, be sure to give back with your time and money. Do your best to leave the profession better than when you found it. I hope you love family law as much as I do. I'm Miles Mason.